Okay, so we have the new halo fog lights out. You can see here, it's got the little halo around the edge. As I mentioned earlier, there's been some discussion on the red or green, which one's which side, and I think I figured out the answer. I have the green one here, the one that was in the green package. It does come with a little white piece here that comes off. It's just a sticker, you have to rip it off. Here's the other side. When you rip it off, that's what it'll look like. So it just lets the light get into the lens. If you hold it right side up, there's some writing here, and there's a little sticker here that goes up. This is the driver's side bracket. It would sit in here just like this. So to get the bracket back on, it's got the little push part here that you put into this hole first, and then this side clips in. This is the part you pulled off, that you kind of pulled on, and it snaps in place like that. So that's how it goes in the bracket. And if you look when I turn this around, it's got a little tab right here that helps, I guess, stops it from adjusting too high, is what it looks like that does. Either one of these lights, the green one or the red one, will fit in this bracket the exact same way. It makes no difference. So I don't think it matters which one goes in which bracket. Here's what I do want to try. If you look on the halo part right here, and you've seen in the pictures, the connections are down here at the bottom of the light, and right here there's a little piece that doesn't light up. And I don't like being able to see that. So what I would like to do is turn this whole thing upside down and put it in this way, and then this will be hidden, I believe, underneath this cover here. And so at the bottom you won't have that break in the light. Okay, so on the other bracket, on the driver's side, I cut this little piece off right where that piece comes down, and it actually did work to get it on here upside down. So it was able to fit upside down. The problem I had then, once it was on upside down and fit, is that if you look up the way the holes line up here, if you put these two holes here, now you have two holes for one and one for two, and so this won't fit on. And there's also a little notch here that has to go into the light. So I thought, well, that's no problem. I'll just switch the right with the left, and then they'll be lined up. And that actually worked until I realized that there is a little piece here that has to line up with this little groove here, and if you switch these right to left, it won't line up in this hole anymore. It sticks on this. And so I would suspect it's possible if I cut that out it might fit, but that's what makes the light adjust, I believe. It's what makes it adjust up and down, and I didn't want to do that and have no adjustment in it or have it moving while I was driving. So I decided not to turn the bulb upside down. I would tell Raxiom, if you wanted to change something, put this on the top so that you can't see that gap when you're driving down the road. It does actually get covered up by the bezel. I checked it. What you need to do is splice into this wire right here, and it doesn't really show you very well in the instructions, but this is the wire they're talking about splicing into. They cut this, they splice back here, and then close it back up again. This is what plugs into those yellow lights in the front that we unhooked earlier today. So if you're looking for the connection that they're talking about, there's one there and one over here, right, there. That's where we are splicing the wires that they describe as red to purple and black to green stripe. So we'll do that here in just a minute. I'll show you how to do it. Alright, so we are back on the driver's side of the car. You can see the wire we're going to be connecting our halos to right there. I'm going to try and set this up so you can see it. And just show you real quickly how this works. So, there's a little bit of tape right here. You just take this tape off. Just a little electrical tape. And once you get that off, you will see that somewhere along here there is already a cut in this tubing, and these wires will just pop right out. There we go. So you just got to spread it apart a little bit. There they go. Once they get started, it works out really easy. So there is your purple wire here, and this is the one they describe as black with a green stripe. It doesn't really look green to me, but that's what they're talking about. So there's purple wire, black with green stripe. Now they put in here, in the little kit, they have these Scotch locks. So here's a Scotch lock. this will be included with your kit, enough to do all the wires. And the way these work basically is you put 2 wires in through here. They ride through one on each side, so you would have, say, as an example, the purple and the red wire get connected into here. So you put them both in here, and you take a pair of pliers and squeeze this little metal piece down. And that's supposed to cut through the purple and the red wire and make a connection with the, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, make a connection with the actual inner part of the wire itself instead of the covering. There's a little slot there that wire is supposed to go into, so you squeeze this really hard with your pliers and it makes that connection, and then you flip this over, and once that little metal piece is down, this will lock in place right over here. So that is what they recommend you make these connections with. I have read on the internet and seen where these work very well, and I have also seen where they do not work very well. Like sometimes this little metal piece will cut all the way through the wire, or it won't cut through the insulation right. And so to save myself the hassle of messing with these, I decided I would just splice the wires, the purple and the green wire. So I'm going to actually cut both of them. I'll solder them together, splice them, solder them together, and then cover it with a little piece of heat shrink like this. Shrink it up, tape it up, and then put it back into its little housing here, and we'll be ready to connect them up. So I don't think you want to watch me do soldering, so I'm going to go ahead and do all that now. I'll get it connected and I'll show you before I put it all back together again what it looks like. Alright, so I decided to take a little break here to show you what's going on. This is the heat shrink here. The purple wires underneath there, right here. I combined them all together right here, tied them together. Here's the purple coming out and the red that goes out to the new fog light halos. So I've got those all put together now, and then I've just got to do a little soldering. I'll put that shrink wrap down, do the same thing with the other set of wires, the black and green, and then we'll be ready to go. Alright, so I wanted to show you one more thing. These are the instructions, step 3, where it's talking about putting the ballast, which is a little black box. And it shows it going here, and it's kind of hard to tell in this picture what they're looking at. They're actually, so here's the car. They're actually, if you look here, the bumper is here. This is kind of this edge right here. And then this part here, where they're saying to attach it, is this little lip right here. Now the only thing to be aware of is that the bumper actually is right here underneath. If I move this piece off, there's a bumper right there. They show it right at this angle almost. I think I would move it out a little bit just to give it a little clearance from that bumper so it doesn't get caught in between the bumper and the fender. Alright, so we're back up at the front driver's side. There's the connection I made, the connector for the yellow light, and then I placed my little box right there. It's kind of hard to see, and then the wire comes out here and goes over to the new halos. So now it's just a matter of hooking everything back up, doing everything we just watched in reverse, and when I get it all back together again, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, we're under the car. This is driver's side, what you were looking at. This is the front of the car up here. There's the little intake cover looking thing on the left hand side. This is our little box, and I want to point out to you that it is hitting right here the headlight. So while I was worried about it hitting over here, the issue I'm actually having is that it's hitting the headlight here. So you need to leave a little room, push it towards the forward of the bumper, and connect it further forward, because now that it's on there, it's really hard to get off. And what this does on the other side, I'll show you real quick. Is it leaves a little gap in here. It's kind of hard to see, but right here there's a gap that shouldn't be there, because that box is under here and it's pushing up against the headlight. So when you're putting that box on, you need to make sure it's far enough back that it's not going to hit the headlight. So I would place it, if I was looking, like right in here somewhere maybe. so you've got some room here for that headlight to fit underneath the front bumper. Alright, so here we are. The halo job is done. That is what it looks like. They're looking really good. I'm really pleased with the way they came out. It's hard to see in the video here because they're so bright, but there is a little area down here that doesn't light up, a really small one. You can see it in pictures if you look at pictures of the car with these on. So there they are, halo lights installed. I love it. I'm very happy with it. I'll do it here for just a second with some light on out there, see if that'll help you maybe get a little better view. Help the camera focus a little better. There we are. So I hope this video helps. I will tell you, this is the way I did it. It is not the way they recommend doing it. But like I said, I'm very happy with the lights, very happy with the way they turned out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helps out if you decide to put on halo lights from Raxiom. And you can get those at American Mustang.